What is good, you guys? Today we are going to be making reggaeton beats. This has been a tutorial I've told you guys I'm going to cover for a really long time. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be getting into how to make these style of beats. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you guys how to make the drum patterns as well, not just using a loop. For this beat, I am going to use a drum loop though, because I like the sound of the drum loop. But I will show you guys how to do the patterns of the drums. I will show you how to do the offbeat pianos, guitars, whatever you're going to use of it, and how to get that vibe and style of these beats. Let's get into it. All right, so the first thing I want to jump into is the drums and how to make these drums sound like this. So how to make that style of drum patterns. Our tempo is going to be at 90. Over here I have a few samples, right, that would be used. So you're going to put a kick on the downbeat, and now you need that swing, that boom, da da dun 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 da da. So in order to get that, we're going to put a hi-hat right here, right? So it already gives it that dun da da, and then we need the snare to go right here. And this creates, it's kind of like a downward slope if you think of it, the dun da da. It already gave it that vibe, right? Because if we put it over here, but you can make something out of that too. Dun, 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 dun. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of goes back and forth. But as long as you have them close to each other like this, it gives it that vibe. So we're going to go just like this. And then we're going to have another kick. Because the kicks just go boom, 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 boom. Just like an EDM. So the kick is literally going to be placed like this if we wanted to. And then you're going to have this hi-hat on the 3. And then we just have another snare. And that's literally all it is. Now, I told you could take this and put this here and we can get a different style. And it gives you that weird feel. And then you could put these anywhere, honestly. See how that gave it another vibe? And if we did that again over here and then went back to normal. So let's see, we have it like this. So let's put this one here and like this. It just gave it a different tone at first and then a second tone to it. Going to turn these off and we're going to get into the first main part of this, which is going to be completely different if you make trap music and stuff, because our style of music, hip hop, you know, trap, most American music isn't going to be off of the grid. Most of it's going to start, you know, like this. If I put the metronome on, right? This style of music, it goes off. So you're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So because it's a faster tempo. So 1 dun, 1 dun, 1 dun, 1 dun. First chord we're gonna go with is this chord, but you could really start with any chord that kind of has that style and vibe to it. You kind of have to listen to this music to know what chords are going to sound good, but a very common chord progression is this. And that's just in C. That's very easy notes that we're playing. Like I told you, we start off at A, we go down to G, we go to E, and then we come up to F. That's not what we're going to be using today, but that's a simple chord progression if you want to start with these beats and use a loop. But I showed you guys how to do the drums, so now we're going to jump into the leads, which I was just doing. So for this, I'm going to go with this chord right here. This chord progression is what I'm going to be playing. So we're going to need to quantize that because my keyboard is going to be off because of the screen recording. But you see how I told you this is the first half of the bar and we're jumping in on the second. And we have the first chord progression going for this. So now if we put our drums on, which we're using this drum loop, we could use these drums down here, remember? If I start back. But we're going to use this drum loop because I just wanted to show you guys how to create the drum pattern. is what we have going first. So that already sounds good. Now we're going to get into the second part, which is creating different types of leads. And I'm going to show you guys how to create these leads and not have them sound like they're not fitting the style, because you can have this going and then mess the leads up just by trying to play like Beethoven over it. Like, that's just going to mess up the whole rhythm. This is all a rhythm-based genre. So I'm going to show you guys different leads we could use. So this is the pad I'm using. It's a Rhodes Beads, and I have guitar rig on it. And I'm going to show you guys like a cool lead we could do. The first note we want to go with. Okay, so we're going to run with that. You see, I'm following the drums. Bum, dun, dun. And I caught the downbeat of the second part of the drums with this note. So I'm kind of just going far, and then I'm going to jump one note, and then I'm going to be right here for the downbeat. So I'll show you guys what I mean. If I throw this in and we have it playing. Okay, so now we have the downbeats, right? And now we're going to add accents. So it's going to be like little jump notes. So we're going to add a little jump note right here. Don't know what you're going to call them. I'm going to just call them jump notes. So you can have it like that, or you can have it a little bit back like this, so it's a slower vibe. So dun. And then for this one, we'll do the faster one. So it'll give it this groove. You'll see what I'm saying. Dun, dun. And then this one late. And then we'll have this one go back down. Same over here. So you saw this one, it was like dun, 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 dun. And it gave it that quick little jump. So we could pitch this up if we wanted to, or keep it down. It depends. I think they both sound good, but we're going to keep it low for this. So next, we're going to come in here and get a guitar. So this is going to be the guitar we're using. And I have it linked onto Guitar Rig as well with some effects. But this is basically what it sounds like. So now we're going to come up with like a guitar melody. So for this, I'm going to want to do like a jump. So I'm going to want to have like a... And I completely forgot what those are called too. I grew up playing drums, not piano, so I don't remember the lingo for drum or guitar. I mean, piano. But I'm going to call this a jump again. I know you guys always leave the comment down below what it's called, and then I forget. But anyways, we're going to just start off with one of our notes that we see, right? I'm going to go ahead and choose D. So I'm going to have D going. So those are going to be the downbeats of this. So I always run the downbeats first. And then I put in my jump notes, what I call them. So it'll be like bum. And then I know later on I want to go dun, dun, dun. And then I'll put in like different jump notes. So we're going to go ahead and lay down a guitar for this. So I'm going to just go randomly and come up with something. So I like a lot of these notes. The end I want to change. So I'm going to go in here and fix this real quick, and then we'll jump back. Let's drop these velocities down. So you see we have a down note right here, here, and here. And then I put in fillers to get to those. And then we'll put a last little note right here. So basically, we pretty much have most of this beat done. Now the last thing we need to do is a bass line. So for these bass lines on these beats, they usually follow the kick of the drums. So they'll be like bump, 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 right? So I'm gonna play the note everywhere, usually where a bass would go. So it'd be like this. And it would be different notes playing that. But I like to add, and a lot of other producers like to add different notes, like I said, in between. So it'd be like bump, 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 bump. So we're going to go ahead and just come up with a quick bass line. Go ahead and record. So like I told you, I'm just following along. So if I quantize these, hopefully it doesn't mess it up. And pitch it up so you can hear what notes I'm playing. This is what I just played. And then the bass lines in these songs aren't too loud. They're not meant to overpower. They're kind of tucked back. And if you guys want to know the bass preset I'm using, it's just Nexus Sign, the first bass in here. Oh, it's not the first bass. The first one that says Sign. So BA basic sign. It's just a sine bass. You could really use anything for it. All right, so this would be the hook, right? Let's see how long this is. About a 20-second hook. That's good for me. So let's move this over here, and we're going to start it with the hook. I'm going to come in with the chords at first, which is a guitar, but we'll just call it the chords. And then we're going to have this little melody come in. And I'm going to bring in the bass line too. And I'm going to cut these out right here. And then we're going to drop into the verse over here. And we're going to cut melody out. And we're just going to go into this. The verse, and you could add different like spices up, like if when you make your own drums, we could switch up the drum pattern. So just to be quick and show you guys, so we'd go from this drum pattern to this one over here. I showed you guys at the beginning of the video how to switch the drum pattern to make it different, but to make this quick, I'm just going to show you by using a different drum loop from the first drum loop. So basically we're going to layer it out. We're going to go into the verse. It's going to get real simple and use this drum loop. And then we might bring in another melody right here or something. And this would be the verse. And then we'll go back to a hook, do another verse, another hook, and then end the song. There's more you can do, but this is just like a quick little structure out for you guys. Add, obviously, percussion and risers and all that cool stuff, but this is kind of how I lay it out. So if you guys did like this video, leave a thumbs up, drop a comment down below. You guys can follow me on all social medias at Lifestyle Did It. Make sure to hit my website, lifestyledidit.com, for everything else. Other than that, subscribe to your boy. Thanks.